Oi, 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 oi.
So you got to tell me where that came from.
That's just my version of Billy Butcher from The Boys. He's like, oi. So I don't know. I started to go,
Oh,
oi, 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 oi. It just makes it better.
okay.
It just makes it all better.
I'm on episode 3 of season 2.
You'll love it. You'll love it. I
Yeah.
was
I
gonna
like
say,
how like depraved it is.
yeah.
It's kind of cool how this really is just like the worst bunch of superheroes, but nobody seems to know it. Other than like the inside people.
I enjoy it. I talked about it last episode or 2 episodes ago, so I
Yeah,
figured might as well not beat a dead horse, right? Right.
I guess. Yeah.
So I was going to say, so the school's going to start back up soon, correct? How?
It did.
Okay, so it did because you're in Utah, correct?
Yeah.
How different are the kids in Utah than they were in Louisiana? I feel
Let's
like,
just go with very.
oh, obviously they're white.
Yeah, predominantly.
Yeah,
This school in particular.
it's okay to say. Say your
Yeah.
truth. Say your
And
truth.
my school is a little bit more diverse than most, I think, for what I'm
Interesting.
at.
I just think I'm just curious because obviously you only meet kids outside of New York when you just live in New York all the time. So I'm trying to figure out like going from New York to Louisiana to Utah. Do you see
Mhm.
parenting being different?
Yeah. So the beginning of the year, we had like a new student orientation. So just any kid who was new to the school was able to come during I guess the day in particular that was designated to their grade level. So in my years in Louisiana, I probably met no more than 50 parents in
Okay.
5 years.
Doesn't
I
seem.
met about 10 to 15 just on the orientation day. And they would sit with their kids in the classroom seats and do the orientation with them.
Isn't that scary to think that the money that could go to schooling systems only vary on where you live?
To a degree, I mean, so it just depends where you are. I just very recently found out that only about 3% of the federal budget goes to education.
Where's the 97 go?
That's it. I don't know, but I know like 20 to 25% of it goes to defense. So I'm sure
Defense?
there's 100 other things it
Wait,
goes
hold on.
to,
What do you mean by
but it's pretty
defense?
crazy to
What, like
think
from the Germans? What do you mean defense? Like
just
military?
defense in general. Yeah,
That's
military
what the
defense.
fuck? That doesn't even mean it's like defense. Defense what?
Yeah, I said federal budget, so what they pay for. They're not paying for every individual town. That's where the tax, like the state tax
Does
dollars go.
anybody know where the money actually goes?
No.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Because you're in the town hall meeting and they're all doing the whole hitting the gavel thing, and they're like, this percentage is going to go to schools with 3%. We want to make it 4, but we only get 3, and then
Hmm.
20 goes to defense. They're like, wait, what was that? He goes, 20 goes to
I just think it's
defense.
crazy when I found that out. I was expecting it to be like 10, 12, but it's the average
Well, there better not
is
be one
like
goddamn
2.
school shooting then if they have fucking 20% going towards defense. Just saying,
Exactly.
where's the defense on that one, huh? They're like,
Yeah.
oh,
So
sorry,
so
sorry.
here's the difference actually. Here's a pretty decent way to kind of give you an idea of the difference in the schools. I haven't even seen in person anything, one of the on-site, on-campus police officers. I haven't seen them yet.
Are they disguised as like normal like janitors, or are they actually supposed to be
No,
dressed?
no, I think they're dressed in their uniform. I haven't seen them yet.
Well, how big is your campus?
Not big. It's pretty small, and I'm a mobile teacher, so I do have my own classroom, but I do co-teach with another teacher, so I'm walking the floor.
So do you have to
Um,
learn techniques and in which there's in fact a school shooting? Do they teach you ways to
yeah.
navigate around it, and which ways are that?
Well,
Find the
so
find the
the number
slowest
one way,
kid.
get your door locked, get all the kids out of view, and if there's time, barricade the door.
What if there's like a window, like a thing they pull and the window just falls out and you go outside?
Well, that would be like an emergency window, and that's
Obviously,
fine,
first
but
floor
I'm on the
only,
second
though.
floor.
I was gonna say first floor only. The kids in the second floor, just like Titanic, you kind of when you it's like that, if you go up, it's you know you're safer in the boat, but you go up in the building, you're more safer on the ground.
Well, so what actually would be kind of cool if you actually think of it like this. You know how planes, when you open up the
Have
emergency
the
door,
inflatable fucking
the little slide comes
yo.
out?
All right, I'm buying it. Now you can partner with me for I don't know, 60 grand.
Is that right? You're gonna get two of them.
All right, buy
That
me
could
out.
be on
Buy
the
me out.
windows
Buy
of
me out. Buy me out.
buildings.
Buy me out for 35 grand. They should have some sort of like zip line thing. They teach kids put hold a boomerang and just go foop out the window, but
Yeah.
they don't want to spend the money. Oh yeah,
I mean,
how high does a school actually get? Like what's the max amount of floors I think the average school has? 2, right?
I don't think I've ever seen one with more than 3.
Right.
I mean, maybe 4, depending on the size of the school. I'm sure if you go to LA and you go to those massive private schools with 2,
Oh,
3,000 kids,
How is it every school
maybe
in the
there's
like if you look at the schools in the movie like in the movies, why is there always like a big courtyard and everyone's just free to roam eating lunch?
because some of them actually have that. They kind
I've
of style them after those like English countryside
I
manners
can
that
only
have those massive front
imagine what it's
yards.
like. Every movie is always like they're out to lunch and they're just grabbing an apple. No one's paying for shit, and they're just walking around the fucking campus outside,
Yeah.
and then they had some bully comes over, fucks up the dude, and not one teacher's even said. Not the police are nowhere to be
And he's
found,
always wearing a leather jacket.
or a Letterman jacket, or he's
Yeah.
just or he's just some random dude with a t-shirt.
Non-school issue jacket he's not allowed to wear on campus.
I don't know. It just blows my mind that like every movie has this same. Like even when you watch the first Spider-Man with Flash, it's just this big.
Yeah.
No teachers or anyone. If you're in a prison, you're getting the COs in no time. In a school,
Mm-hmm.
you got 45 minutes to fuck up this kid before anyone
And
shows up.
I can tell you right now, coming from a school where there was a fight just about every day, there's a teacher on the floor. And even if it's just in passing. So as soon as a teacher sees
And how many of
that
those?
there's kids piling up like that, they don't
Right.
even have to stop the fight. But they do have to, by law, try and intervene.
So how many of those kids that get in the fight are wearing the Letterman jacket?
I don't know.
So you're saying
I'm trying to remember this. What is that movie? 2002?
who?
The
Oh, the
Spider-Man
Spider-
one with Flash?
Oh, I think
I
he
don't
was
remember
wearing
how
a white T-shirt. I think I'm talking about the realistic.
Oh, no. He had the polo with the collar.
Yeah, he did.
Because people dressed like that. I've owned one polo in my life, and I threw it out.
I'm supposed to wear polos at my job, and I refuse. I look like a fucking dick wearing it. I don't know what it is. I can't wear a polo. I could wear
I
a
think it's
button-up
those
shirt with a
movies.
collar. What?
It's those movies. That
No,
make,
it's
like,
it's just not my style. You ever seen me wear a polo shirt before?
No, me either.
I had one polo shirt, and that was a coaching shirt from Notre Dame, and I wore that.
Oh.
Remember that?
Like Uncle Sean's like shirt.
Yeah.
or
Did you
something?
steal it?
No, because I don't wear.
Okay, I'm
polos.
just making sure it's missing for about 15 years
No.
now.
The only thing I think I ever took from you that was like his.
No,
were
not. And I'm saying my clothes in general go missing on a daily basis, and I always find it on you.
On a daily basis.
Daily, even somehow you're in Utah. I saw my shoes.
I was gonna say because I'm not 30 now, and I haven't shared a room with you since I was 17.
Semantics.
Semantics.
I didn't write the world. Dude. I want that guy in the courtyard with the polo beating up people. You have too many drinks.
Yeah, which one do I drink? The coffee?
Coffee? What are you drinking? Oh, wait. What time is it by you?
Late enough, I shouldn't be drinking coffee.
Oh. Because you're 2 hours behind,
But
right?
I got a flavor that I really liked, and I was like, I'm a little tired, so somebody have a little bit to wake up a
little
bit.
flavor.
Now I got my water.
It's pumpkin spice or nothing. It's almost the end of August. Get with the fucking program.
For me, it's hazelnut or nothing.
Hazelnut?
Yeah, hazelnut.
What is a hazelnut anyway?
It's a nut. That's all I got.
Thank you. Thank you for clarifying. But I
That's
mean,
all I got.
where else will you find hazelnuts? Is it always like a spread or some sort of flavoring? But actually, where do you find an actual hazelnut?
I really have no idea.
I've never gone to
I
ShopRite
don't know.
and they have
I don't know.
hazelnuts on sale. I've seen chestnuts.
I haven't even seen those.
Chestnuts? Roasting on an
Yeah.
open fire? Just
No, I've had them.
yeah, but
And I've
go.
also had like
You need to go buy more open
bacon
fires.
wrapped
You need to
chestnuts. They're
you
delicious, but
you need
I've
to go
never
buy
actually
more open
seen
fires.
in person a chestnut.
You need to go buy a lot more open fires, then, my friend. They're all there.
Open fires.
They're all roasting by an
Well, we
open
can
fire.
do that now
What?
where I'm at because there will be like cold enough weather where making a fire makes sense.
Yeah. What does Utah produce? What's a Utahnian thing
Potatoes.
that is it? The farms, just potatoes? No.
Potatoes and Mormons.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Is there a Mormon community out there?
Oh, yeah. I live 2 minutes from it.
Is it like the Hasidic community where it's like probably a little bit more friendlier and smells better?
Yeah, and they also obviously blend in because they don't have like a garb.
Well, is it what's the community? The community looks like what? Like the Dawn of the Dead type of situation where everyone they got nice lawns, everything's everything's in tandem.
Well, no, so it's not like they have their own little area. They're just everywhere. But
Uh,
there's like a definitely a density in what's called Provo,
but you can't.
which is where BYU is.
But you can't drink heavier than the 5% alcohol out there, right? Or is that just Idaho?
Yeah, pretty much. No, but I can go to like an actual liquor store and buy what I want. It just won't be a great variety.
Do Mormons just not drink?
No, not really.
How do they?
That caffeine.
How do? Wait, they don't do caffeine?
No, technically you can't go into like their temple, I think it's called, if you have like had caffeine or alcohol or whatever. You actually have to like report it, I think, to your bishop or something.
Okay. Real quick, they obviously don't practice polygamy anymore. Correct? That's an old practice.
That was a flawed practice, and it was more so like some people tried to almost like I think they almost tried to like purposely misinterpret Joseph Smith's Bible or whatever. But there is a faction of the Mormons, like so there's LDS and I think there's like FDS, and the FDS are the polygamists.
Oh, you know what? That the new show on Hulu came out with Andrew Garfield. I was telling you about. It's about a true story about the
Oh, I did hear about that.
yeah. It's a fucking wild story. So I guess it's in the Mormon community where someone was brought in by someone who was Mormon, and some events went down where I'm not going to tell you how it ended or how it started. I'm going to tell you it's a true story. So you can find out that this was like a 9-month-old baby was decapitated, and the mother was
Jesus.
throat was cut, and they're trying to figure out like if Mormons did this, and they were starting to really trace down the line of like doing through the investigation. And Andrew Garfield's actually a Mormon detective, and his partner is like a Native American who doesn't have Mormon views, so he's trying to like explain to his Native American partner how the Mormons work and the LDS and all that, whatever down the line. And the woman who got killed, her husband is being detained and being questioned, and he's explaining to them how his brothers are very all over the place, and they took the religion so seriously where they I don't think he's saying that he thought his brothers were a part of it, but I mean it's fucked up because when you actually think about how it's a true story, so you can look it up and you can see like if you look up anything like true story and you type in that and you go to Google Images, you'll see like pretty much the ending factor of who's in cuffs and the trial and the actual photos. So I would suggest you avoid doing any type of research and just watch it for what it is. It's like it's like a 6 or 7 episode series, but it's actually I wouldn't say it's very good. It starts off strong, starts off real strong. Andrew Garfield acts the shit out of it, but it got to the point where it just didn't have that. like I watched it because I was already committed to watching it, but I wasn't watching it because I was like,
Yeah.
I can't wait for the next episode. I was like, I can't wait for the
And then it
conclusion.
tapered off.
It's if you watch, because pretty much the whole thing is shot in flashbacks because you're sitting there talking to the guy and he's explaining to you how things are going. So you're watching everything in flashbacks. So everyone's alive at this moment. Everyone's calm and collect at this moment, and then you see him deteriorate over time, and then you realize that in the Mormon faith, there is so many rules that you cannot break. And there's one woman. It's a pretty much very misogynistic type of faith, apparently, in this show. I'm not sure how it is now, but women weren't allowed to talk back or suggest much. So what ended up happening was that the girl that was brought into it was doing typical, like going against the grain kind of a thing, where she saw something that was wrong, and she got killed for it. And so did the baby, because the baby wasn't.
Jeez.
I mean, I'm talking like the blood had to touch the ground, so the baby's head was cut off in the crib and then thrown on the floor by the mother because the blood had to touch the soil or something like that. Some crazy shit.
Yeah.
So does that go on in Utah normally, or is that just that one time?
I get the feeling it was that one time.
Semantics. I guarantee the guys were wearing polos. I guarantee you they're wearing polos with a free apple.
Doubt it. With the free apple.
With the free apple. Don't fucking tell me.
And it definitely wasn't a red apple.
Imagine like the usual
All
suspects.
assholes. All assholes eat green apples.
You eat red apples?
I knew you were an asshole.
What was it? Is it the Granny Smith?
Yes, I eat red apples.
They're the worst fucking
Granny Smith,
apple.
they're just too sour for me.
Oh, you
Yeah, that's green.
pussy.
I don't eat that.
What?
I don't eat the green apples.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
I was like, oh, you pussy. Like, I don't eat that.
Oh.
Oh, man. No, I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you all those guys in Utah, they pretty much take all the guys in polos, the usual suspects, and they smell their hands for green apples or for red apples. And they go, oh, you did it.
I could. You know what's weird?
Case closed.
I know exactly what a green apple smells and tastes like. I don't even eat them.
I think
But
the red
couldn't
apples are
really tell you what a red apple would taste like.
when you eat a red apple, it has like this grainy taste to it. I don't like the taste, but like the
Yeah.
feel to it. And the only time you use red apples for anything is pretty much when you're cooking shit.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, like apple pie.
Yeah.
That's all I got. If you got anything else you want to elaborate on?
Apple cider, apple sauce.
But you do
was the
see
only
though,
other-
you don't see fucking witches in the Disney movies poisoning green apples. Typically red. Jafar ate red apples and spit it on the fucking princess's face. Remember?
Because red apples are the good apples.
Well, no, they're for villains.
No, but the villains give them to the good people that they're trying to.
No, the one chick in the woods gave it to the other chick, and she bit it and then fell asleep for like 7 centuries.
Exactly, because if it was a green apple, she'd be like, "That's fucking gross." No, thank you.
Oh,
And
so
it wouldn't work.
so pretty much the red apples are Trojan horses. You see what you're doing right now? You see what you're doing right now?
Yeah,
This-
we're figuring shit out.
This episode's gonna plummet red apples, and I'm gonna laugh when it happens. Okay, here's another one. When you go diving for apples in October, you dive for red apples, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
Run the risk of drowning. You're promoting drowning.
More people need to drown.
I just don't think you're writing any of this down, and I think you need to spread the word of T.J. Joseph Day. Well, what's the guy's name?
Did you say T.J. Joseph?
What's the I did say T.J. What's the guy's name?
Just Joseph Smith.
I was
The
close.
only way I remember
I was
it is
close.
like, you know, Pocahontas has John Smith.
Yeah.
I just remember it's not John. So then how do I? Oh, so it's gotta be Joseph. That's the only way I remember that guy's name.
Pretty close, regardless.
Yeah. Which is why I can remember it, I guess.
Yeah. We uncovered a lot already in the last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of Disney movies, do you know any Disney movies that you've watched right off the bat and you go, I can fix that movie in a matter of 5 seconds? movie would over if you just kind of like. I think I brought this up before. The thing with Ariel and the Little Mermaid that blows my mind is that she can write the whole time and never decide to write one fucking note saying, yes, it's me, the chick from the beach.
Do we know that she can write?
Yeah, she signed her fucking name on the contract. Remember? Ursula took her throat and she had to sign her name Ariel with the pen.
That's true, but at the same time, that was a basic skill that people were taught. They weren't taught how to read and write, but they were taught how to write their name.
Prince Harry can read.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can read. So he could definitely read if she was.
I'm just saying, I don't know if we have enough evidence to know that she can do anything other than write her name. But then again, she's royalty, so she most likely did have.
And she also read the contract.
Did she though? Because if she read that shit, that whole movie wouldn't have happened.
That's what I'm saying. So is it like an Apple, like a Apple Music thing where it's like you just agree to whatever it is and you concur and then you just move on to the next thing?
Oh, like
Is
South Park and the fucking
yeah. That's how it started.
the human Sentai pad.
That's how Apple got away with it. They go, oh shit, Ariel's doing that. Everyone else is going to do it, and we all just consent.
Just another thing that Apple stole from someone else. I
Apple
was going to say Pixar, but it wasn't even Pixar.
No.
And didn't he create Pixar?
Who? Joseph Smith?
Steve Jobs.
Oh.
Yes, he did. He created Pixar. So
yeah, there
it
you go.
doesn't matter.
I mean, it's all made up anyway, right?
Yeah.
That's just crazy. I never really thought like. I mean, obviously, if you think of Christianity, a lot of that stuff's far fetched, and you kind of cherry pick the good things out of it, and the serious things, most people don't necessarily abide by. But Mormons are pretty consistent, I think, when it comes to their religion. For the ones I've met, they're pretty consistent.
Well, from like what I've learned, the denominations of like Christianity, I prefer the Mormons over basically everybody else.
Have you tried Satanism?
That's not.
Remember?
I guess that's a denomination.
Yeah, remember our friend? I'm not going to use names, but he was a Satanist or a Satanist priest.
I don't remember that person. Who?
Yes, you do. We were at Rock Fantasy one day, and he turned around with his jean jacket and had a bunch of fuck God upside down crosses.
Oh.
Yeah. Man, we were both looking at the jacket like
I forgot about
I brought that up last episode. I was saying how like a friend of ours was a Satanist priest, and that was a little bit nutty. And then you and I were at that store with them, and he turned around, and you're like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck are you wearing? That's crazy.
It's a valid question for me.
And now he's a military man, which is the opposite, I would think of.
Well, something I was.
What?
Oh, you're breaking up a lot.
I'm breaking up right now?
You were a second ago.
Yeah,
I
you were.
didn't even know you were talking.
I wasn't talking.
Oh, okay. Well, then it was still talking.
Oh, it should be a great feed. Go on.
Yeah. No, just something I kind of was thinking about before. I think a few days ago, I was like, everyone's okay with saying like, Chinese mythology, Greek mythology, Roman mythology. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Why can't we say Christian mythology?
Because already won.
Why is that such a no-no?
No, because it's the most primary religion. So it's like, wow, it's not mythology, because mythology is something that's like doesn't exist. So if something that's still existing to this day, like you wouldn't say Buddhism mythology, right?
Buddhist mythology.
Buddhist mythology, yeah. So that's the point. If it's still to present day, it can't be mythology.
Well, I mean, the Greeks believe in their gods, so it is still present.
If you go to Greece right now and you talk to fucking Amencio and ask him, like, who do you believe in?
You mean Enzio?
Whatever his fucking name is. I'm just saying. He wouldn't say Zeus.
But I think he would, unless he's a Christian.
Do you think that people in Greece still believe in, like, Hades and Zeus and all those gods?
I would think people in the Nordic countries too believe in Thor and Odin and them. Just
so
like the
hold
people
on, I know somebody who does believe in that. Now, do I think that's a little crazy? Yes, but also too, Not my question. The question was, do you think if you went to Greece and asked anyone from Greece if they still believe in the Greek gods, they think they would? What's the percentage that you would think they would say yes?
I would imagine if they're religious and they're not a different religion, then I would say, yeah, a strong amount of them probably. But do you see how ridiculous it sounds? Like you're not even able to wrap your head around people saying, "No, I actually believe in that."
Well, no, I know people who believe in a lot of stupid shit. Like my friend that believes in Thor and the Norse gods. Like, there's a very small percentage, I think, that believe. I think there's probably a smaller percentage than people who smoke cigarettes believe in Greek mythology and North gods.
I mean, maybe. But then again, I would think like, if you go to those other countries and you actually start talking to them, like, well, this is what is ingrained in my country. This is why I believe that. Even though it is basically mythology, it's still
My
what we
mythology,
believe in.
I guess.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hard to kind of wrap your head around the idea that people still, because then if like just in the masses of like all the technology and all debunking of things, like you if the Earth was melting, what would Zeus be doing at this point to save the Earth? You know what I'm saying? Like would he? What
Well,
would
I think he in particular, nothing, because apparently he's just awful and vengeful.
he? Dude, all those every Greek god story is just about so he fucked this random person, had a kid. Now this kid
Yeah.
has somehow this, you can chop at him and he's fine, but he steps on a nail, he's fucked.
Yeah, he had sex with this woman, and now this kid's got hooves and horns.
Yeah,
And he's running around just gimping everywhere.
he's just delivering mail, just like
Oh, Jesus.
oh whatever. I actually speaking of because I'm thinking of Troy, I saw Bullet Train with Brad Pitt.
I just saw that.
You saw,
Yeah.
you saw it.
I really liked it.
I gave it a solid 7.5.
Yeah, you never go above 7.5.
On a movie like that, no, because when you watch a movie with that constant action and no one dislocates a shoulder, I don't believe you.
Yeah, it did also kind of seem like any injury they were really having wasn't really affecting them.
Right. Like, okay, so if you watch like a very basic, mild bumper to bumper accident, someone's walking out with the hand on the neck. Motherfuckers are getting kicked out of trains and grabbing onto the rails and holding on for dear life. No one's listen. I was playing football and I got my finger dislocated because someone ran into it. If I got kicked out of a fucking train and grabbed onto like the handle of the thing, I can only imagine my whole hand would break.
Yeah.
I'll be screaming my hand in the handle like just.
But that's not even the
Dang
that's
like
not
a
even
flag.
the part that's like the most unrealistic on the outside of the train.
What is it?
Dude beat through the window and then put his face
Oh
through it,
yeah.
and then just walked through the train. Like nobody is picking up on this.
I just slept wrong last night and I had to call out of work. Like, that's pretty much what it comes down to. That's not true. I'm tough. I'm oh no, and I lost you. And I lost him. That's all right though. Oh, you're back. I lost you for a second.
You're totally broken up right now. I've heard nothing for the last 40 seconds.
Your fucking Utahnian Wi-Fi sucks.
Now I got good Wi-Fi and I'm sitting right next to it.
So that's probably why. All that magnetic currency.
Yeah. Maybe.
I was gonna say. So I was thinking definitely this Halloween, everyone's gonna be Eddie Munson from Stranger Things. 100%.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. I definitely think
BC Rich sales are probably skyrocketing right now.
Oh
too.
yeah. The funny thing is too, like if you're a metalhead and you're like a Kerry King metalhead, and you saw that guitar he was using, you're like, oh, the BC Rich bitch. And I said like 3 or 4 times to different people, and they're like, what? I'm like, I forget that.
Oh, let me educate you because I was saying the same thing.
It's not a BC
That's
Rich?
the Warlock.
Oh, the Warlock. I didn't know.
That
I
was the
did know that.
Warlock,
I
the
did
BC
know
Rich
that. I've seen the
Warlock.
Warlock before.
The bitch is the one with the two bumps at the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah. Yep. I did know that actually. Who plays the Warlock? Not Kerry King. He plays the BC Rich. The Warlock is. Oh my God. Aha.
No, Kerry King plays the Warlock. But the
No,
bitch
it's not
is
the guy
what
I'm
used to
thinking
be
of.
like a Mick Thompson from Slipknot thing. He used to have the all black one.
Warlock.
It said hate up the neck.
Was it Mick Thompson for Slipknot?
Yeah, he played the Warlock. He played the bitch. He plays Ibanez or Ibanez, whichever the frick it is.
That guitar, the Warlock, goes for damn near $5,000.
Yeah, Kerry King made that thing absolutely
That's
famous.
crazy. I found a used Warlocks for like, dude, some shit that's just crazy stuff. How much that. But okay, so the Stranger Things Warlock goes for about 3,200.
Yeah,
How is
and
a
that guitar is no more than $1,200. Just because he played it, they upcharged it.
Oh, for sure,
Without a
100%.
doubt.
Anything in that show is upcharged. What was it Metallica Master of Puppets became #1 again.
Yeah.
And then that.
And yeah, that woman makes like $2 million a day.
Yeah, that because I was running up that hill.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, running up that hill.
something like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy to think that that's how much money they or have that the influence that a TV show can have on things that happened almost damn near 50 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're wrong because what Metallica that song came out in what the '80s.
Yeah. Well, Master of
That came out in
Puppets
the
was
80s.
the first
Then,
album. Yeah.
Kate Bush put that song out in the '90s, I think.
Which guitar player plays the Warlock? I feel like there's someone we're missing that's like, oh yeah, it's probably one of those like.
You might be thinking of Dimebag Darrell, but he doesn't play the Warlocks or anything. He plays the Washburns and the Deans.
Because BC Rich made the Warlock, correct? It's still
BC Rich
yeah, it's
made
still the same
Warlock
model.
and the bitch.
I can never fucking play the guitar. I really wish I could. I can't play Guitar Hero. Like when I go to like if I go to like Dave and Buster's or a round one just for like a drink and something like that, and they're like, oh, you want to play?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I can't. What?
It's a precise thing.
I
It really
can't, I
is.
can't do it. I can't do it. But if you give me Rock Band, I can't do that either because that's not real drumming.
No, I guess not.
It's not.
I just remember playing that at Dave's a lot.
Yeah, and
I don't know why that's like the main place. Like we would go there to play Rock Band as if we didn't have it upstairs at Mom's. It was in the living room, stuffed behind the TV.
it's funny because when you own something, you never touch it. But when someone else has it, it's like, oh, let's play it. Let's play it. Like if you go to someone's place
Yeah.
and they have the Switch, you want to play the Switch, but you go home, you don't play your Switch. You've already played it. You're good. You just want to own it just to say you have it, and then when you want to play it in the rare occasion you want to play it, you have it there, but it's not like a thing that you just go jump on whenever the hell you want.
I mean, you're definitely not wrong.
Yeah,
You're really not.
I don't think one thing I've said today was wrong.
Here we go.
You know what I'm saying? No.
How long did it take? 33 minutes and 42 seconds. There it is.
Do that single
Yeah.
barrel shot to you.
You and those fucking sound effects now.
Yeah, well, so
This podcast turned you into a prick.
that's what I keep hearing. Not gonna lie to you, I keep hearing that. But I'm up to 33, so I think this juncture in my life, I can do all the sound effects I want. Woo woo.
I'm just waiting for a zoom.
I was gonna say, yeah. So definitely Eddie Munson. I think Johnny Depp is gonna be a popular costume, or even Amber Heard's gonna be a popular costume, but she's gonna like poop over or something like that, or like a pillow with poop.
Oh yeah. Someone's gonna dress up like a bed with a shit stuck to the chest or something.
Something, right? Someone's gonna bring like sheets out and have like a big like chocolate stain on it. Like, oh man, I'm Johnny Depp's
Yeah.
bed. It has to be. It has to be. There's no way. I would say that we failed as a country if we didn't do that.
Yeah. Did you even follow that?
No, that whole court case was a complete distraction for something really important going on, probably. And I'm willing to bet you that the fact that it got so much national attention for 2 millionaire. I mean, like, obviously for domestic violence, it had a strong presence for it, but like, come the fuck on. What are we talking about? Like, really? Like, how much money did he stand to make out of that?
All I can say is I was distracted.
Listen, I was all about Johnny Depp
Yeah.
getting his. Don't get me wrong. I was totally about it. I wasn't against anything where it stood on when it comes to like reverse domestic violence. I get it. Or domestic violence on the male front. I get it. I just, the idea that like it got that much attention, but yet when we have like real shit going on in the news, that it barely gets a fraction of what that got. Like two celebrities suing each other got more attention than the war in Ukraine. It had its 13 minutes of fame, and then it went away. Like, is the war still going on? Like, do you even know if it's still going on over there?
That was gonna be my next comment. Is that even still happening?
I honestly couldn't tell you. As a dumb American, I have no fucking clue.
I get the feeling it's not as, you know, intense. I think there's an occupation going on. I don't know if there's like, because you would see all of the footage of, oh, another building was bombed and there's people getting pulled out and that. I just haven't seen much.
But even
lately.
even that being said, the main thing was all the Ukrainian celebrities and all the celebrities that were like, you know, Russian were commenting on their disagreement with the. It was like almost took away from what was going on because they were like, we don't want the war, we don't want the war. But like the civilians, no one gave a fuck what they had to say. They want to know what fucking Klitschko or whatever his name is had to say, and the other guys.
Oh, yeah, the some of the boxers and
yeah, the
fighters that
boxers,
left
even the
their
UFC
sport.
fighters, or some of the hockey players had a problem with it. Like, and we were more focused on the celebrity thought process of something that actually didn't impact them the way that the civilians were being impacted. It's crazy to think that's how emotionally detached Americans are when it comes to watching this shit. They were like, wait a minute, isn't who's the lightweight champion in the UFC? I forgot his name. Khabib. What's Khabib think about this? I know he's Russian, or he's from Dagestan. Like, well, what's he think about it? It's like who the fuck gives a shit what he has to say about it? Like, there's thousands and thousands of
That's like that whole Ja Rule thing with 9/11.
Oh, Dave Chappelle.
And Dave Chappelle was making fun
Someone
of it.
get Ja Rule down here to make sense of all this. But that's what we keep doing.
Yeah.
We keep idolizing celebrities to make us understand the severity of the situation other than just understanding the severity of the situation. We need celebrity validation to understand how serious something is. Like, if Khabib was still actively fighting and he said, I'm not fighting because I won't fight in the name of Dagestan, Russia kind of thing, people were like, holy shit, Khabib is the champion of the UFC and he's refusing to fight for Dagestan, or for the name of Russia. This must be that serious that he's not doing it. But if I show you a tank run over a car because the guy was trying to flee the country and the tank caught him on a perfect angle, ran over it, we're like, oh shit, that guy got hit by a tank.
Oh yeah, it was. I think it was a woman. I do remember that.
What, the woman driving the tank? Oh, so it's an accident.
No, a woman in the car.
Dude,
Oh, she's aiming for it. She would have missed it and just took the whole fucking building out.
just ripped the curb up for no reason.
That's the worst. Not being able to walk on the goddamn sidewalk.
Dude, I was saying
That's
to
awful. When
my,
you're trying to get somewhere and there's no sidewalk, you feel like you just don't know where to go.
I was telling my buddy the other day, he was saying how like he liked this one chick. I'm like, yo, you need to become a curb because that's when she'll hit on you. And it took him like 5 minutes to understand that joke. I'm like, never mind, dude. Just forget about it. And yes, the show does make me a prick, but it's fine. It's fine.
For you.
No, for everybody.
No.
People.
I'm just waiting for people to start walking around like fucking Trump and Putin.
What, this year?
That's going to be a Halloween thing.
You think so? Why? That would have been a thing back when Trump and Putin were having their discussions, I would think. Is Trump even
I
like
guess so,
allowed to
yeah,
talk to
yeah.
foreign affairs at this point? Isn't he like on like every court case known to man thrown down his throat?
Fucking apparently.
And isn't Hunter Biden crushing up crack on a scale and no one said shit to him, but Trump has got all these goddamn things against him? Hunter Biden legit had a video camera looking at his face like a fucking G with a whole bunch of crack on a scale going, they ain't the right size crack. And then they were like, he's got an issue. But then if Trump's kids had something going on, he goes, they're fucking bigots. It's like, wait, what?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter
Biden.
Biden has like a drug. I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
tell you the truth, if I was the son of the president of the United States and I was living life large, like everyone wanted to fucking do drugs with me, I would probably do the same exact thing. I would expect nothing less from the son of a president of the United States who's got an addiction problem to be doing addictive shit.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
And you also, I mean, at the same, I don't remember who it was. Wasn't it like Chappelle who was like, you don't know the pressures these celebrities are under. Everyone who recognizes them is trying to get something out of them or get them to do something. Or
100%. That's why I choose not to be a celebrity, is because I feel like once you become more than just who you are, people either want to take you down, they want to be a part of what you got going on, or they just want to have FaceTime with you to elevate their status in their own little circles. That's why I choose
Yeah.
not to be a celebrity. Did they ask me to be a celebrity? I was like, no, I can't do it. I don't have the time. So
yeah. Now, I'll help you with understand something because I know you will have no way of comprehending this. So when people like you, all right, so for me, okay, this is gonna sound so silly because I know this is not even really in the ballpark of like true celebrity, but when you are kind of like a liked teacher at your school, it almost feels like being a low end celebrity because like you got kids that are just coming out of the woodwork trying to talk to you, like running through lockers and pushing kids out of the way, like and just trying to have a conversation with you because they heard you like baseball. Like that happened today.
and
Dave.
see, this is a celebrity status right here. I heard you. I respect you. Fuck you. But I heard you. He wanted to be part of the show that makes over 20 views a day.
No.
Over 20
Ernest
views a
says hi,
day.
by the way. Ernest is on the phone.
Oh no, fuck Ernest. I invited him to the show. He never came on the show.
He said, you never gave me a date, bitch.
I gave. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I worked through you. Sorry, Ernest.
I got a joke.
What's the John? No, yeah, go ahead. No, the floor is yours.
Hey, Shane.
Yes.
Why aren't gay people in wheelchairs?
Why aren't gay people in wheelchairs?
Yeah.
They got strong legs from just taking it.
No, they don't have strong legs by taking it. No. Don't know?
I got nothing.
Because you can't be a fruit and a vegetable at the same time. TJ, you not laughing at that, TJ?
Just the brain cells are gone, dude. Brain cells are gone. Yo,
I like
would
that.
you mind grabbing me two of those beers, please?
I like that. That's so stupid. It's funny.
It's like it's like a homophobic dad joke. Just
But you kind of see where I was headed with what I was
yeah,
talking
no,
about?
because
Like,
you
I'm feeling those minuscule, such minor little pressures. Now imagine like real people with real power trying to
like
get your
the Rock,
attention.
the Rock. Like if you're the Rock and you're walking around,
Yeah.
you're recognized everywhere, and either people know you as the Rock, or they know you as like Moana, or they know you as Jumanji. Despite what they know him from, he's gonna get it from all angles. And the thing that makes him upset the most is that people forget that he was the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. I think he doesn't get enough love or enough insults for being the Rock. I think Kevin Hart's the only guy who shits on him for some of the things that he does with the people's eyebrow.
I can watch those two shit on each other videos
Thank you.
all day.
I think I could watch Kevin Hart with any duo all day. Kevin Hart with Ice Cube. Kevin Hart with Mark Wahlberg. Kevin Hart with Will Ferrell, The Rock. Even him and Jack Black. And even Jack Black was like a side character. They kill it.
Yeah. I just think it was so fucking funny just when they hang out or something. And The Rock was on like Instagram Live or something. And he was like, "How'd you get the name The Rock?" And and Kevin Hart goes, he was like, "Because your teacher's he's dumb as a rock." And then he goes, "No, don't say that so loud." And Kevin Hart just goes, "Remember?" And he goes, "Don't say remember, like that shit's true."
They're good.
Just the way he threw that in, just remember.
The Kevin Hart's improv is like really like it's like top notch. Like remember him and Don Cheadle, where Don Cheadle's like I'm 56 years old. He's like damn. He's like, "Why'd you say it like that?" He goes, I didn't say anything. He's like, "You said that," and I went, "Damn." Just and then he's like he goes, "No, you didn't say it like that." And then Kevin Hart's like, "No, you said I was 56," and I was like, "Wow, damn it." John Cena's like, "You keep changing it every time you say the story."
See, what I do love about Kevin Hart, and I didn't appreciate this when he was first coming up, but I love about him is that not only is his personality and his like just natural being funny, his stand-up is hilarious.
It's funny, but then he got obviously family oriented, but he was able to keep it clean almost, but yet keep it raunchy at the same time. But that it's like if your grandfather could listen to his stand up, you know that he softened up a little bit because I don't think his earlier stuff would be like that's why I miss guys like Patrice O'Neal where
oh yeah.
I mean I'll say it once, I'll say it again. If Patrice O'Neal was alive today, it would be a different way of comedy. That this whole woke movement, this the Black Lives Matter, he would have something of intellectual spin on it, where you're just kind of like, man, you can't. Yeah, we. I think a lot of people too. Like I think like when it comes to like a women and the woke movement, and when it comes to like our people who are very sensitive, they go, we know it. Please just don't say it. And he's the guy who will always say it.
I feel like Chappelle's kind of doing that.
He did it more so now because back then he had a Chappelle show. He had reasons to not go crazy with what he had to say because he still had to make he didn't own his own show. His show was on Comedy Central. So he pretty much like he's a comedic genius though. Like he now that he has his own brand that he's established. He's attacking whoever the hell he wants to attack, and if you have a problem with it, just don't listen to it. But back then, Chappelle was funny, but he also had something to lose. Yeah,
because he was the employee, not the employer.
Right. So now that when he abandoned the Chappelle show, he said, "Fuck all that bureaucracy. You're not going to tell me how. You're not going to laugh at my jokes in a way where it's not intended for you to laugh at that way. You're supposed to laugh with me, not at me, kind of a deal." That's when he became dangerous, and I think he's become more dangerous more so now. And he's developed not a cult following, but an understanding following that goes like, these are jokes, these are things that you need to listen to, and kind of like maybe not be so sensitive about it because he's not wrong when he says these things. Kevin Hart hasn't got there yet. I don't think Kevin Hart got really fucked over that big. I mean, he had the whole.
You about to say the Grammys thing?
No, the Oscars thing. That was
Oscars.
Yeah,
sorry.
That was big. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but not to the point where he didn't become like he's so family oriented now with the movies that he's been doing. Because Chappelle didn't do a lot of movies. Like he did his show,
really.
He did Con Air, Half Baked, and I'm sure a couple other ones I'm missing. But he even did that one with Bradley Cooper.
I almost said Baked and Confused.
Is that
It's Dazed and Confused. But
I thought Baked and Confused was those spoof movies of that. I thought it was something I didn't see.
No.
But yeah, Chappelle doesn't have a strong cinematic presence, but Kevin Hart does. So he doesn't have a boss necessarily because he still kind of does his own thing. But he definitely has children, and he wants his kids to look up to him, like like that softer figure, I guess. Where Chappelle, I don't think he really gives a fuck. Same thing with Bill Burr. I don't think Bill Burr really gives a fuck. And but between Bill Burr, Chappelle, Patrice O'Neal, and those older comics, those offense comics, they haven't stopped offending. They just got very clever in how to tell you how you're dumb for thinking a certain way, and this is why.
Yeah.
And I'm not wrong when he says that. So that's where me and all those comics playing the same role.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, I
Totally overlooked
appreciate
that one.
the way Kevin Hart is, and the way, like, Bill Burr is and Chappelle is, because not only are their personalities naturally fun and funny, but their stand-up is hilarious. Where, like, unfortunately, guys like, my personal opinion, Chris D'Elia, I do not find his stand-up funny, but I
No,
think
he's not.
he naturally
Yeah,
is one of the funniest people on
I
the
think
planet.
his stand-up is so. It's not rehearsed because no, it is rehearsed, and you kind of could tell it's
It's
rehearsed.
too scripted.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't flow the way that if you watch Louis C.K., he has a premise, but he kind of feels the room a little bit. Where if he's starting to bomb, or he's starting to see like maybe a certain joke that he wasn't expecting to continue to elaborate more onto, or like go down that same road of being like offensive, I feel as if he was like kind of like, all right, well, the crowd's reacting more to this type of humor. I'm going to keep going with it. As for Chris D'Elia, I think he kind of has his setup and he just goes through it. If he bombs, he bombs. He's okay with it. He'll go into the next show. I think a lot of guys like Bill Burr and like Louis C.K., the guys who are just kind of like, I don't give a fuck what you think, but also too, if you like this, I'll keep going with this and I'll abandon the rest. I'm gonna improv as we go. But Chris D'Elia on like podcasts, and you see him just like with interactions with his other comics and other friends, he's just like, he kills it. And nothing against his comedy, but like his that's why I think he's one of the better podcasters right now, because it's not necessarily scripted. It's off the cuff kind of a thing. And that's what he's been. That's why he does like 7 podcasts.
It's more of one of those, he has a premise and then he goes with just the flow of it.
Right. So if you watch him,
Like he does his podcast in the way he should do his comedy.
Yeah, but his comedy's not like his podcast. If you watch Lifeline yet?
No. What's
So
that?
Chris D'Elia and his brother do it in a Vice show where the people send submissions in for problems they're having, and it's all improv. His brother is not a comedian. I don't think his brother's even an actor. I don't know who his brother really is, but his brother's like the sane of the two, where his brother actually has like good advice. Chris comes out with some bullshit to the right. And it works really, really well. And they look identical, and they have the same hair, the same beard. Chris looks like he could fuck him up whenever he has the option to, but he doesn't because he loves his brother. You don't have that luxury, so keep your shit in check. Just saying.
Yeah.
But no,
I'm
Chris,
just waiting for the day you think you have that luxury.
the day that you step up is the day that you lie down, bro.
No. Every once in a while, the lion's got to remind the hyena why he's the king of the jungle. Even though he doesn't even live in the jungle.
Dude, I'm gonna fuck Mickey up
He's
as a
in the
message.
Serengeti,
when
and
Mickey
yet he's
when
the
Mickey
king
lands
of a land he doesn't even live in.
When Mickey lands in this country, I'm gonna 2-piece him up, and he's gonna tell you, my strength has increased since you've left. He's gonna say,
Mickey is going to be so pumped full of spider venom,
dude,
just sitting in his shoes.
Mickey's gonna come hug me. I'm gonna throw my hip into his pelvis, flip him on his back, and just start elbow bombing him and tell Shane I did this. And he's gonna come to you and go, he's above 9,000.
Give him the good old Ronda Rousey judo flip.
The judo flip and the Brock Lesnar elbows. This kid is
And
pudding.
I'm going to bring in the Holly Holm head kick.
And then if his girlfriend shows up, I'm gonna pick his head up like this and be like, look what I did. And I just cheese grate his face to the ground. Mickey actually is gonna come on the show when he gets in. Oh, do you want to do
No
because for mom's weddings, do you want to do a 3-way? Whoa.
Hey, I'm going to say on the record, yes.
No, okay. I'm just saying like you, me, and Mickey. You, me,
Reword that.
Yeah, gonna do it.
Focus yourself.
I'm
and
going
then come back.
So when Mickey comes in, do you want to do a try podcast with you, me, and him, and I will put you both in your fucking place like the alpha male does, as a silverback does to what are smaller monkeys called?
What about being on your back? You were
I'll
slightly
I'll
breaking
give
up.
you that
You know,
advantage.
this Utah Wi-Fi apparently.
This Utonian
You
Wi-Fi
talking about
is
being on your back again?
No. I'm just saying I'll start on my back and I'll sweep both your legs and like the mountain, I'll bring you both up better than the mountain and I'll crush both your heads together like two tangerines and I'll go like that.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll Michael Phelps do your skull
it
fragments.
looked like you threw glitter in the air. So
that'll be your brains. 'Cause your brains is
that would be fun. And I just can't wait until you say something. There's going to be a slap thrown, and then someone is going over the table at one or the other. And you won't even have podcast equipment by the end of it.
Understand this, that I have developed a skill where I can choke you without actually squeezing your neck. There's a guy back in the 70s, they copied that from me, and they made a whole trilogy out of it, and that's what I can do. I was born in the 80s, so what does that tell you? Premonition.
Oh.
Hey,
Born for like 2 months of the 80s.
oh, real quick, watch, ready?
You're as much an 80s baby as I am.
You're 92. You're not even you're the first Pearl Jam album. I lived the 80s, dude.
I'm glad you caught on and then didn't catch on at the same time.
What?
I said I'm as much of an 80s baby as you are, and you go, you're 92. I know. That was the point.
No, I got it, but ready? Don't care.
Who moves their shoulder like that and doesn't wear a purse? How dare you?
I do. Dude, are you fucking kidding me right now? If you
Whose
were
home is beautiful dark blue and horror themed and does that?
What do you mean?
No bass.
If I knock somebody out and his wife's like, "What'd you just do?" I go, "That's what I do."
That's it?
Yeah, listen,
That's it?
before I fight, I always let the guy know. And I'm not even joking right now. Like, I fought this morning. I'm telling you right now, if I knock you out, I'm going to fuck you. I tell the guy that. So if we get into an altercation in which I have to throw my hands and you get knocked out, I will penetrate you right afterwards. And he really wants to evaluate.
This is the only way you still feel like a man afterward.
Well, I'm just saying, like, he has to really evaluate how mad he really is at me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because imagine you're going to get into a fight, like, yeah, we're going to throw hands, and then, you know, like, one of us are going to lose. But if it comes to your booty hole getting stretched out, I think you really kind of go, like, how mad am I really?
Yeah, nobody wants a purple sock.
No, they don't. And, you know,
No.
and I'm blessed. So you're going to have some guts by your lower rib. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna play bass on your intestines, and it's still attached.
I'm gonna be the BP oil spill in your lower intestines. That's what I'm gonna do.
Jesus, that's where it goes.
I didn't
It's gone too far.
Didn't make the rules, and you know what? That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
Oh,
don't give shit.
So, I don't know if I ever told you this, but there was that gesture. You remember that, like, my hands are tied thing?
My hands are tied?
Like, hands are tied. Go to lunch, like that.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
I don't remember. I just know De Niro did it. I don't remember what movie. I don't remember anything like that. But I thought it was just so damn funny. I think you did it. And I just thought it was so funny. I brought it into my classroom once, and I just never said anything. Every time I got asked a question that was kind of like iffy, I always just went,
oh,
that's it.
Yeah,
I just went like that. And it took about 3 days. 3 days before a kid literally stood up and was, the fuck is that?
He cursed at you?
And he was like, the fuck is that? And I was like, my hands are tied. I waited 3 days to say that.
I think that's a respect thing, though, because
it didn't pay off.
They respected you long enough to be like, okay, I'm gonna rock with that. Then you do it more often. They're probably like, what was he doing up here?
Oh yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah.
Fair
And
enough.
what I love about it too is it was the kid that I was like, I didn't even really do it to you.
Right.
You just got so mad that you kept seeing that gesture.
I can only imagine.
This is what I did. This is the only way I stayed sane sometimes. I just had to fuck with them back
Oh,
so hard.
dude. It's the only way. If you're at work and you can't play around, you're not at a good job. No, I'm not saying that you got to do your job, get your shit done. But if you can't have that outlet at work where you can enjoy messing around with your coworkers, where it's not going to land you in
Yeah.
HR and begging on a podium for your job, it's one of those things. You need to have. If you don't have that job, get that job, and that job is at Best Buy. I don't work at Best Buy, but I can imagine that's happening over there, and that's pretty much my advice to the world right now is do that. You need to have that balance.
I
You
can tell you
can't.
where
You
that job was for me.
what?
I can tell you where that was for me. That was when I worked at Nike.
Oh yeah, retail, sure.
Oh yeah, I worked there and I made so many friends and I still talk to a lot of them today. But it was that place where if anyone of upper management was there and was present, you were not messing around.
True.
And it sucked because I kind of pride myself in the fact that I've quit jobs, but it was to move up. You know, it was to go somewhere better. It was, hey, my time is done here. I'm moving on to a different school. Like it was something like that.
Okay.
I've never really quit anywhere type of thing, but I quit Nike. And I kid you not, I got into a not so much screaming match, but a loud argument with my manager. And there were curses. I was like, and this is why I'm fucking done here. Because it's turned into a prison and this sucks.
Well, Nike's a lot like those major corporations where everyone's just a number. Like you're Shane, ID number, ba 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 ba, and you're replaceable, especially on the floor.
If the Shane was even there.
Huh?
Like you said, Shane, then number. Like if they even.
Oh
said
yeah,
my
yeah.
name.
If you're just an ID number, once you start
Yeah.
getting past that into the more corporate aspect of things, when you actually start impacting like sales, reps or some shit like that, like that's when you start actually having like the ability to talk back. But if you're like a guy on the floor, just like anything where you're entry level, you're always replaceable, especially in outside of like in major corporations, you're always replaceable. Some teachers maybe not so. I think teaching's a little bit different, like where it's like it's a sought out profession from people who actually want to teach. And there's some I've never met anybody who just became a teacher because they didn't want to teach. I know people who became corrections officers because they had to become the corrections officers. I know people who became police because they had the credits to do so. They'd rather be firefighters or something like that. But I never met anyone who wanted to be a teacher who didn't want to be a teacher because that's a crazy job to take with little to no pay.
I've met a handful, but
you've met people who didn't want to be a teacher who just became a teacher.
Kinda, yeah.
What's the draw to being
I
a
met
teacher?
So you got to remember, teaching, even though it doesn't pay all that great, there's a lot of great benefits with it. Almost every single school you go to, and I would even argue every school you go to, you're going to get benefits. You get summers off. You do have a decent pay. You get holidays off.
Okay.
There's a lot that goes into like, hey, I'll teach for 5 years. So I do know a few people that have done that, and but it's not many. And if they are, if I do know that person, they either were out within 3 years or they were out within 5 years.
Okay. So the longevity of that person with that mentality doesn't last very long. But then it's almost like a waste of time because
not at all.
You have to
if you even meet somebody that just decide to teach because my mom did it, so I figured I'll do it, but they don't have a passion for it.
Right.
They do not last long.
Do you know what profession actually has like you want to do this profession? Morticians. You never meet anybody who just never met anybody who's just like I'm a mortician, want to be like a plumber and an accountant, but this kind of fell on my lap as just stitching up your parent.
Now I work on this guy's plumber.
Yeah,
like
I just take his intestines out and I have the stomach for it for some reason. Like you have to have like like the stomach for that job. And there's so many jobs out there. Like I could see someone stomach a, I mean, I'm not sure anymore now, but like a toll booth attendant. That's a job you just take. And
Yeah, that's something you fall into.
yeah, that's a all right, easy job.
Yeah.
Probably is it a government job? I'm not even sure, but you take that job, and you know what's really weird? When you
don't
know
think
the
so.
person who I was coming back from the city, going through back when Monroe actually had toll booths. The girl in the toll booth was like, "Oh, you're TJ." And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Oh, I know your sister." And I was like, "Here's 50 cents." And just like, what conversation?
Just take my quarter. I gotta get home.
I know, not even that. There's thousands of people behind me.
Yeah.
Who, if anybody stays at a toll booth more than like 5 to 6 seconds longer than they should, someone's gonna get out of the car and just fucking cap you, and then they push the car neutral off to the side. You cannot sit. You cannot sit at a toll booth any longer than you should. Because remember back in the day, they used to have the nets where you throw the change in there. Oh, we may be too young for that. Actually, do you remember those?
The little basket.
The baskets, yeah. You throw.
Yeah, the little basket.
You needed exact change. If you didn't have the extra quarter, someone was going to have to come out of the booth and break $1 for you, and that's when your life expectancy went down 90%, and there was a chance.
That's the only time you saw who was in the other car. They made themselves known.
That's such a crazy. Imagine toll booth attendants, like they're inhaling car fumes all day.
Mm-hmm.
Like that can't be
Some dirty money. Yeah.
Like, what's your immune system like? I guarantee you, any toll booth attendant never got COVID.
Probably not.
Heroin addicts who did heroin out of dirty puddles, and toll booth attendants never got COVID.
Mm-hmm. And I would like to say, teachers too, but teachers are getting COVID.
No, I'm telling you right now, I've never. Anybody who's a teacher, I kind of just go like, when was the last time you taught a class? They're like, oh, this morning. I go, later. Because whatever those kids had, they have strong immune systems, and they've developed a virus which my body hasn't understood yet, and now it's on your clothing. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go somewhere, and you're going to shower first. Like, I can't do that.
I'm going to sit at the other end of this really long table, and I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm going to...
That's where I'm headed.
I'm going to freaking spit Purell in your face, and we're going to go opposite ways.
That means you have to have Purell in your mouth and at the ready.
And it's alcohol.
Let's just do it like Triple H.
Yeah, just... even with the ending face, that like...
That's where it came from, because that shit was Purell.
Exactly. And he was always drunk. Oh, shit.
Was he?
No, he was one of those like yeah. The only person who really drank on the job was Farouk, Bradshaw, and Stone Cold. The APA.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like The Rock, Triple H. They were so like straight edge. Like Kurt Angle, I'm sure he drank milk. Like that was his thing. But yeah, me and Dave been going at it hard in that 2K wrestling game though. Anybody who rolls their eyes at the fact of video games, you don't understand the anger you feel playing a video game and losing. And the person that's laughing in your headset is 5 feet away from you, and you could just run in that room and just start throwing fists. The amount of restraint you must have is unmatched. It's unmatched.
Especially with Dave.
Oh, that cocksucker, dude. He is the fucking worst, because you can beat him 9 times out of 10, and the one time you lose, his laugh is loud in my ears. I can still hear it. He's like, ah! It's like fuck this guy. Like, how do I legit, like, I was sleepwalking one night, and I woke up to my finger on the center of his forehead and my knife right to his neck. I'm like, oh, no. Yes, he beat me in Madden. I got to go back to bed. That's how angry he gets me.
Oh, Dave.
Yeah, that piece of shit.
Dave. Oh, Dave.
Oh, Dave. But we probably should wrap this up soon. We're about an hour in.
Mm-hmm.
But
109, yeah.
Yeah, so why don't we schedule when Mickey gets back? Mickey should be showing up this week, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, he should be this week. No, he's back this weekend.
I don't know. He
Yeah.
hasn't obviously said anything to me. I'm not even going to be there. But I am flying in, and Michaela's flying in.
Oh, Michaela is
And
coming.
Miranda's going to get, Miranda's going to get Michaela, and then you said you were going to get me. So
Yeah. What day are you coming in?
just after midnight on a Friday.
Not getting you now. Don't even know.
But you promised.
Yeah.
You swore.
I asked Mickey, yo, can I get a jersey? He's like, I got you. No jersey.
Oh yeah, if he comes here without
Gifts?
merchandise,
Yeah.
I'm putting him in the bag and sending him fucking back. I'm gonna mail him himself.
What I'm going to do is, I'm going to wait till this girl's around. I'm just going to fucking manhandle him. Then I'm going to look at her and be like, this is your man?
You're just gonna give him that hug where you grab him around the back of the neck and you just pull him in.
I'm going to punch him through his stomach, out through his spinal bifida, and just fucking just...
Spine of.
But all right, yeah, we gotta do this more often. Now we know how this works. I could figure it out, and we can move on accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I do apologize. I'm not helping you get more, listens.
I have too many.
know
I have
how-
too many listens. That's the problem.
Yeah, said no podcaster ever.
No. The thing is, I have too many listens because every time I do something now, someone wants to bring up a point I brought up in the podcast, and I don't know where they're coming from, and I have to fucking remember what I said. And sometimes I'm doing one of these things where I just say whatever I want to say, and then they go like, "Oh, remember you said that?" And I go, "I don't remember." And they go like, "Oh," and then there's awkward silence between both of us.
But that cup looks clear. What's in that?
What's in it?
Oh, is that one of those?
Those Bud Light seltzers with 8%.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
They are.
Now I didn't think it was going to be platinum, but I know we had talked about those Bud Lights, and they were delicious.
You like this? Tastes like fucking like rhino asshole. Like this.
Oh no, not the platinums. I know platinums taste like metal.
Yeah, exactly. It tastes like fucking like someone bled into it.
It's like they liquefied the can and then poured it into another can.
Pretty much, but it's one of those drinks where you don't go for taste, you kind of go for effect, and then you go to bed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but
yeah, that's kind of me with IPAs.
Yeah, IPAs, dude. There's certain IPAs I just can't do. But if you do Voodoo Ranger Juice, that's like a 9.5%, and that is the tits.
I'm pretty sure I've had that because Voodoo Rangers was really popular in New Orleans. I've definitely had a ton of different types.
Well,
of
there's
Voodoo
the
Rangers.
basic Voodoo Ranger, which is like 7%, and they have like another Voodoo Ranger where it's like 9%, which kind of tastes like you're eating a flower. But then you get the juice, the 9.5 juice. Forget about it. So, but yeah, I appreciate it, and we'll do it more often now that it's actually kind of coming all together. I asked Mom to do the show because I want to know who her favorite son is, and she refused to come on. So, I guess I told her what the topic.
So we just gotta wait for Mick to get back and just do it in her living room.
That's the move. That's the move. Yeah, we bring it to your home, and you have no choice but to tell us.
Yeah, well, I'll fucking move her bed out of the way and put a table there.
Where do you think you rank out of the 6?
What I rank out of the 6? It's definitely top 3, if not top 2.
No, it has to be top 3 because I don't think any of the girls rank.
Well, then in that case, it's at top 2 and not 2.
I'll tell you right now, and I'll be honest with you. None of the girls rank in the top 3.
None of the girls rank in the top 6.
I was gonna say, I think our mom, I think that she would rank like her friend from like her tap class that she took once in the top 6 before she ranks her own daughters in the top 3. Now, if mom heard this, she'd be pissed, but it's fine because I will say, and I strongly will say, I am number 1.
You can say whatever you want.
No, because the way she looks at me, then she looks at you. It's almost like she saw, like when she sees a Cadillac, then she saw like you. You know what I'm saying?
No. Proudly.
Like
No.
she saw like a sunrise with dolphins in the ocean, and
Yeah,
then
she saw this sun rise.
in the ocean with the dolphins, but they're sharks, and then the sea is red. I'm just telling you right now. I will tell you right now. I am number 1.
So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
If you and I were both taken out by a riptide and there was a shark and mom only had the time to save one of us.
You would be in the shark. She would put your head in the shark's mouth so you couldn't yell her name.
You know what she would actually probably fucking say? And this is probably going to be the most mom answer ever. She would be like, no, I would save TJ because I know you swim better. Remember all those classes I put you in?
Oh,
That's the dumb shit she would say.
Yeah, that would be the truth. I guarantee she'd be like, no, what I would do, I'd bring Brittany with me, right? And I would make sure she would swim out to you, and then I'd swim with the TJ, and then I would tell her the wrong directions, and then she'd go to the shark, and then which the shark would thrash at her, and I would save you both because I'm mommy. That's what I feel. That's what she would fucking say. That's what she would. She'd be like, I'll bring all the daughters.
We're going to make her a multiple choice fucking handout of what you think she would say and what I think she would say. And we're going to see what answers she picks.
What we'll do is we'll buy her a dog that she will love more than the 3 that she has and raise it for 6 years where the dog is like her sole protector and she loves a dog uncontrollably. Then the 3 of us will put a gun to that dog's head and say, you better fucking choose which kid's number 1 or this dog is dead. And the ultimatum is there.
And if you give me a dumb answer,
right,
the dog's gone.
Imagine she shoots all 3 of us. I can't choose. Just, I would roll over and start choking.
She just lines us up like Deadpool.
Yeah, I would roll over and start choking my bare hands though. Just make sure you die first. just in case the ambulance is on its way. I would feel your life in my thumbs. So. All right, I'm out of here though. I appreciate it. I'll catch up with you soon. All right.